Pretende desarrollar el uso de la informática e Internet en países poco desarrollados. Es autor del libro Being Digital en 1995, traducido en español como Ser Digital o Mundo Digital, en el cual hace un paralelismo entre el mundo real compuesto por átomos y el mundo informático compuesto de bits. Habría sin lugar a dudas muchísimo más para decir, pero dejemos que nuestro disertante deje aquí sus ideas y las recibamos con muchísimo gusto, así como es un honor presentar a Nicolás Negroponte.
Thank you very much. The President's speech, where he connected education and innovation, is in fact the perfect introduction. I'm sorry he's not still here because I have a story that I tell, which is a completely invented story. It's a fictional one where you have a time machine that you can go back and place yourself in a situation. And if you had such a time machine and you placed yourself into the operating theater of a medical doctor 200 years ago, you would, in fact, as that doctor, you would be performing primitive operations and then transport yourself into today as a doctor from that time, and you would, in fact, not recognize anything in the operating theater except for perhaps the human body. That so much has happened in technology, so many things have transpired in medicine that it is just unrecognizable to somebody who would be transported 200 years ahead in time. But if you had the same fictional time machine and brought a teacher forward 200 years into today's classroom, that teacher could be a substitute teacher. Everything looks the same. It's completely the same. And it's not by chance. It's in fact a very basic assumption, because all of us in this room survived education. We all survived the discipline that sometimes asked us to do things that we knew in our hearts were probably meaningless, but we had no foundation to argue against them. And so if some people in this room had to learn the multiplication tables up to 25 times 25, you realize how meaningless that was in your future life. And there's so many things that we're told in school to learn that, in fact, trust me, they will be valuable, and in fact, they weren't so valuable. And what it cost for some of us, probably not anybody in this room, or you wouldn't be here, but for some people, some kids, it cost them the passion to do more of it. And one of the things I have had the great luxury all my life to do is to follow my passions, to do things that I love to do. And love is always a better master than duty. So when we started One Laptop Per Child, it was based on a premise that children, in fact, can leverage themselves much more than we give them credit. And one of the challenges that people make to us all the time is saying, well, you're anti-teacher or you're anti-school. Not in the least. We're very much pro-teacher, pro-school. But what we want to do is see the child's life be more seamless, for them to continue the same things they do in school, but to continue them at home, continue them in their entertainment, continue them 7 days a week, and as many waking hours as there are. So one of the most common questions I get is, when